In this video, we are going to look into three very important word problems. They can help students to understand how do we write equations and solve them from the given word problem. Three questions are before you. You can always pause the video, answer, and then look into my suggestions. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. Let me thank all the viewers and subscribers for watching my videos, posting excellent comments and suggestions. You wanted to know how do we solve word problems and you wanted to have a variety. So in this playlist you'll get many such questions. Three are being dealt with in this particular video. So three questions right there before you. Let's get into their solutions one by one. Question number 1. A farmer wants to build a regular hexagonal animal pen next to his barn. One of the sides will border the barn so that only 5 sides of the fence needs to be built. The pen will hold a total area of 3000 meters square of space. What length of fence will the farmer need? Begin with making a rough sketch. That is my suggestion. So we want to make a hexagon. So let's also see how do we sketch a hexagon, right? So we have 6 sides. So I made 6 dots here, right? Imagine that these lengths which I'm connecting the dots with are all of equal length. Okay, and let's see that one of the side is along the wall. So let's say this is the wall of the building. Great. So we have a hexagon. The area of hexagon is given to us and it is 3000 meters square, right? So area. Let us assume that each length is x, right? Each length is x, right? All are equal length. Now, since it is a regular hexagon, we can divide it into 6 equilateral triangles, right? Let's do it like this. Okay. So all the triangles formed will be 6 triangles. All are equilateral triangles, right? So we have 6 equilateral triangles. Let's find area of one of them. So there you go. Now, if the side is x, longer size of this small triangle, which is being formed by a perpendicular, then the other two sides will be x by 2, right? So what is the height? So height of this triangle will be square root of hypotenuse square minus the base square, right? X by 2 whole square, which is x square minus x square by 4 square root, which is 4x square minus x square over 4, right? Which is 3x square over 4. So which is, you can take x common, right? And you get square root of 3. Well, those of you who are familiar with equilateral triangle, they could have easily written the answer even without showing this. But this is important, right? Now let's see what is area of a triangle. Area of a triangle is half base times height. So which will be half, base is x, right? And height is x times square root 3 by 2. Now here hexagonal area is given to us as 3000, right? So we have six triangles. So the whole area, six triangles, will be 3000 meters square, right? Which is 6 times half x square square root 3 by 2. Is that clear to you? We can now solve this equation, right? So this cancels with 3. So we have 3000 times 2 over 3. You'll multiply by 2, right? Let me do it in two steps, right? Let me write this as 3 square root 3 x square over 2, right? Makes sense? So from here, we can write what is x square equals to. X square will be 3. Well, this is 2. Because 6 got cancelled with 2, you got 2, right? Okay, great. So x square is equal to cross multiply 3000 times 2 over 3 square root 3, correct? Let me write it in brackets. So let's calculate this value. We get 3000 can be divided by 3, you get 1000. So you get 2000 divided by square root 3, and that gives you 1154.7, right? So x will be equal to square root of 1154.7, which is equal to 33.98. So I'm approximating this to 34. Is that clear to you? Right. So now, since we know that is 34, the value of x, and since we need to only consider 5 sides of the fence, so total fence will be how much? So we can write down the answer. Fence will be 5 times 34, right? Meters. So multiplying 5 with 34, we get our answer, which is equal to 170 meters. So that is going to be the solution of this problem. So I hope it is absolutely clear. So step number 1 was to sketch, get an idea of what we are trying to do. Let statement each side be x meters. In that case, we form 6 equilateral triangles. Each triangle will have side length of x, and the area of a triangle will be, as calculated, x square o times square root 3 over 2 divided by half, by 2, right? And 6 times will give us 3000, the total area. Solving for x gives us the value 34, and 5 sides of the fence means 5 times 34, 170 meters. Good. So that is how you're going to do question number 1. Now here is question number 2, which is Anil bought some pens for $20. If each pen was 20 cents less, he could have bought 5 more for the same money. How many pens did he buy? So we don't know how many pens did he buy. So let the number of pens be x. So it says that 5 more could have been bought if the price difference was 20 cents, right? So basically, you can convert $20 to cents itself, right? Multiplying by 100. So for what he bought was 20 for some amount, for some X number of pens. So each will cost how much? So each will be 20 into 100, which is 2000 divided by X. And if there was a price reduction, then then he could have bought five more. So I divide by five, and this will give me price reduction was of how much? 20 cents, right? So this was 20 cents. Does make sense to you? So price of each. So what we've done here is price difference. You get the idea. For x and for x plus 5, and this difference of price is 20 cents, right? So converting dollars, right? So dollar 20 will be equals to 2000 cents. Make sense? Now it is a question of answering this. So you can actually simplify dividing by 20. What you get is 1000. If I divide by 20, right? So I get 100 over x minus 100 over x plus 5 equals to 1. So if I just divide everything by 20, we get this, right? Now let's multiply by the common denominator x times x plus 5. So get 100 times x plus 5 minus 100x equals to x times x plus 5. Makes sense? Now this is 100x and 100x gets cancelled, right? So you get 500 equals to x square plus 5x. Correct? Now, from here, we need to find the value of x. That is all. So let's bring them together. We have our equation x square plus 5x minus 500 equals to 0. To find the value of x, you could either factor this equation or you could use quadratic formula, right? So if you want to factor, you're looking for a product of 500 with difference of 5, right? So those numbers could be what? Higher number has to be positive, right? To give you a difference of 5. So the one way is you can split 500 into its factor, like 5 times 100, correct? And 100 can be split into 20 times 5. Make sense? So as soon as you split it like this, you can see that the combination 25 and 20 works, right? So I can actually factor this and rewrite this as x bigger number is positive, x minus 20 equals to 0. And from there we get x equals to 20. You get the idea? So we have our answer that total number of pens should have been 20, right? So he bought, Anil bought, you can write 20 pens. So here what you also learn is when big numbers are involved, how do we factor? So kind of factorization of 500 helped us to get those two key numbers. Perfect. Let's move on to the last question, which is very interesting. We have a rate related problem here. A pipe can fill a tank in 15 minutes, while the other pipe can drain all the water in 45 minutes. If the tank is half full, when by mistake both pipes are opened, how long will it take to fill the tank? So you can actually form the equation. Filling is taking 15 minutes, right? While the other pipe can drain in 45 minutes. So if I take 1 unit of the whole tank, right? So the rate of filling is 1 over 15 minus rate at which it is being drained is 1 over 45. Correct? Now, how much time does it take? let the time be t. So in that case, we'll multiply this with t, right? So t times. In time t, that much of work will be done. And the result is that we have half of it. You get the whole idea. So during t seconds, one will fill t over 15, the other will drain out t over 45, but we want half of it filled, right? So half will remain. So you have to solve this particular equation. To solve it, we can multiply by a common denominator, which is 90, right? So if I divide by 90, so 90 we get uh, 45 and 15. So let's multiply each by 90. Let me write like this. We want to get rid of the fractions. That is the whole idea. Is it okay? You see that? So once you do this, you can see that 15 can be divided into 90 six times, right? So you get 6t minus, this is 2t, and that is 45. So 4t is equals to 45. So t is equals to 45 over 4, right? So we get time t, and this time is in minutes, right? Is equals to 45 over 4 minutes. Correct? So either you can convert to seconds or you can write t as equals to dividing by 4, 1, and then 1. So you get 10.25, right? Minutes. So it will take 11.25 minutes to fill this fill this tank up to half level. Perfect. So I hope with this you have understood a variety of questions which were tackled here related to three different topics. Explore our playlist to learn more. Feel free to write your comments, share your views. In case you want to learn directly from me, you may send an email on globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. Thanks for your time and all the best.